My name is Michael Reed. I'm 32 years old, and 6 years ago, I walked out of my parents' house in San Diego and never looked back. At the time, all I had was a duffel bag, a cheap set of knives, and a dream I didn't dare speak out loud. No one noticed I was gone, not really. And for a long time, that silence felt mutual. Tonight, I'm sitting on the balcony of my apartment in Portland, a glass of red wine in one hand, the hum of the city far below. It's cold, the kind of crisp that bites your fingers and makes the sky feel closer. My restaurants are closed on Mondays, so for once, I'm not hunched over plating duck confit or checking the fire on the grill. I'm just still, which is rare for me. That's when my phone buzzes. At first, I ignore it. Probably a supplier or one of my sous chefs texting about inventory. But when I finally glance down, I see a name I haven't seen in years. Emily C., my cousin. For a moment, I stare at the screen like it's some kind of joke. Emily's the only person in the family I've spoken to since I left. She's younger, quieter, used to bring her sketchbook to family dinners just to survive the noise. She's also the only one who ever asked me what I actually wanted to do with my life. I hadn't heard from her in months. I open the message. It's short. "Hey, your parents have been asking about you. They want you to come home for Christmas." I read it 3 times before setting the phone face down on the table. My stomach tightens. Not with fear, exactly. More like a strange hollowness. Like I've suddenly missed a step going down a flight of stairs. After all this time? After the silence? After the years of being invisible? I lean back in my chair, exhale slowly. Across the street, there's a restaurant I used to admire. Back then, I was just another kid pulling 14-hour shifts, hoping the head chef might one day let me touch the sauce station. Now I own 3 restaurants. One of them's on that same block. The irony isn't lost on me. But that message, it digs into something I've kept buried under years of work, late nights, and bone-deep ambition. I haven't thought about my family in so long I'd convinced myself they didn't matter anymore. But just like that, one line from Emily, and the memories come back like smoke under a door. I haven't replied. I don't know if I will. What do you say to the people who taught you you'd never be enough? What do you say when they finally remember you exist? Because this time I wouldn't be walking through that front door as the disappointment they left on the margins. This time, I'd be someone they never really expected me to become. I don't remember the exact moment I realized I was invisible in my own family. Maybe it was gradual, like a slow dimming of the lights until one day you look around and realize no one's looking back. Growing up, there was Claire. Always Claire. My older sister could do no wrong. She was brilliant, poised, magnetic in the way only golden children can be. Valedictorian, varsity tennis, accepted into Yale before the end of senior year. Mom used to say Claire was born ready for the spotlight. "She just shines, doesn't she?" Dad would add. I never knew what I was supposed to do with that. Nod, agree, disappear a little more each time. Then there was me, Michael, the quiet one. The one who liked to chop vegetables after school and sneak down at midnight to watch reruns of old cooking competitions. The one who begged for a cast iron skillet for Christmas instead of a gaming console. The one they said had interesting interests, like it was some polite diagnosis. I was never the troublemaker. I got decent grades, never came home drunk, never broke curfew. But I wasn't Claire. And that, in our house, was the same as failing. I remember Thanksgiving the year I turned 18. Everyone was there. Relatives packed into the dining room, crystal glasses clinking, laughter bouncing off the walls. Claire had just announced her early admission into Yale. The whole room erupted like we'd just won a national championship. Champagne flowed. Dad stood up and gave a toast that felt like a State of the Union. "To Claire," he said, beaming. "Our pride, our future." When the applause finally died down, my Uncle Steve raised his glass again and chuckled. "And here's to Michael, who's probably headed to dishwashing school." Laughter. Even my parents laughed. I remember staring at my plate, the cranberry sauce blurring on the edge. I had just received a full scholarship to one of the most prestigious culinary institutes in the country. Tuition, housing, travel, all covered. But I hadn't told them. I didn't want to hand over something so sacred only to watch them dismiss it with a polite nod and an empty, "That's nice." So I sat there, 18 years old, with a letter of acceptance folded in my jacket pocket, and said nothing. Let them think I was headed for the sink, because somehow that felt safer than letting them hold my dream just to crush it. Claire got a cake that night, one of those white fondant things with gold lettering, "To New Beginnings at Yale." I washed the dishes after dessert. No one noticed I did it by hand. No one ever did. And that was the pattern. Her name on every wall, every fridge magnet, every conversation. Me. Always in the background. Not failed, just forgotten. Funny how people say family sees you. Mine didn't. The kitchen did. The kitchen was the only place that never lied to me. It didn't care where I went to school or if anyone clapped when I walked into a room. It didn't ask for small talk or eye contact or charm. It asked for fire, for sweat, for precision, and in return it gave me something my family never could. Clarity. Order. Respect. I started where everyone does, with the lowest rung and the dirtiest apron. A back-of-house nobody in a cramped kitchen in Tacoma, washing pans so scorched they looked like ruins. I worked 12-hour shifts on my feet, barely speaking, just watching, learning. Watching how the line moved, how the head chef barked orders like a symphony conductor, how timing could make or break a plate. Eventually, someone called out sick, and they let me prep vegetables. Then came the sauces, then meat, then plating. I rose through stations like a man climbing out of something deep and dark. I wasn't just getting better, I was becoming something. By 25, I was sous chef at one of the best fusion restaurants in Seattle. At 27, I took the biggest risk of my life. I emptied every account I had and opened my first restaurant in a rented space in Capitol Hill. It was small, ambitious, and a disaster. Bad location, worse timing. I had a sous chef quit mid-service, pipes that froze in the middle of winter, and a monthly rent that bled me dry. The menu was good. No, it was damn good, but sometimes passion isn't enough. I closed after 10 months. Quietly, no press release. Just one last night, one last shift, one last key drop on the counter. I nearly gave up, but kitchens have a way of pulling you back. Like gravity. A year later, I tried again. Smaller space, leaner concept, smarter partners. This time it worked. Arden and Rowe opened on a rainy Friday in spring, and by that summer, we had wait lists 3 weeks long. Critics called it subtle genius in a ceramic bowl. I didn't even notice the write-up until someone tagged me in it on Twitter. My third restaurant opened in Portland. Ember, it was called. Open fire, rustic plating, everything cooked over flame like the old way. It was bold, unapologetic, and mine. I built that kitchen from scratch. Floor plans, lighting, the height of the counters. I still remember the first night we served 40 covers without a single dish being returned. That kind of perfection doesn't come often, but when it does, it changes you. The awards followed. Regional Chef of the Year, a spread in Modern Kitchen, an interview on a food podcast that hit 1 million downloads, a local TV segment with my name spelled wrong on the screen. I laughed. It didn't matter. The work spoke louder than any headline. No one in my family knew. No calls, no questions, no, "We're proud of you." But I didn't need it anymore. I had fire in my hands, steel at my waist, and a dining room full of people who paid to taste the world I'd built from nothing. That was enough. The house looked smaller than I remembered. Older, too. The white paint on the siding had faded to a kind of dull gray. The porch light flickered like it couldn't quite decide whether to stay on. And the lawn, once obsessively manicured by my dad, was overgrown with weeds curling over the concrete path like reaching hands. I stood at the curb for a long moment, engine still running behind me, unsure whether I was walking into a reunion or a museum of everything I'd left behind. No one came out to greet me. Inside, the air was stale with dust and lemon polish. Same scent from my childhood, like time had folded in on itself. The living room was full of familiar clutter, old picture frames, school trophies that didn't belong to me, seasonal throw pillows stacked too high on the couch. "Michael," my mom said flatly when she saw me, her hands still holding a tray of deviled eggs. "You made it." No hug, no warmth, just an acknowledgement, like I was the UPS guy delivering something late. Then Claire appeared from the kitchen, glowing in that effortless way she always had, belly full and rounded beneath a cashmere maternity dress. "There he is," she beamed. "The prodigal chef!" She tossed it out like a joke, but it landed with a thud. Everyone in the room turned to look at me, and then just as quickly, looked away. It was like stepping back into a role I'd never auditioned for, one I thought I'd long since outgrown. Background noise. "Where should I put my bag?" I asked, looking around. "Oh," Mom said, "your old room's a bit of a storage space now. Claire needed somewhere for all the baby stuff. You don't mind the couch, right?" "Of course." I nodded. "Sure." It wasn't worth the fight. Dinner was loud, not with joy, just volume. Claire talked about nursery colors, prenatal yoga, the name short lists. Dad kept refilling her glass with sparkling water like she was royalty. I sat between the hallway and a houseplant, mostly listening. At one point, Aunt Carol leaned over and asked with a smile, "So, Michael, you still doing the cooking thing?" "The cooking thing," I repeated. She laughed. "You know what I mean, like food trucks or catering?" "I own 3 restaurants," I said evenly, "in Portland and Seattle." There was a beat of silence. Then someone chuckled. Probably Uncle Stan. "Still, I bet you make a killer meatloaf." More laughter. I smiled. Not the kind that reaches your eyes, just enough to get through it. They didn't see me. They never had. Dinner that night was some chaotic version of festive. Silverware clinking, mismatched wine glasses, casserole dishes passed around like currency. Claire, of course, held court at the center of the table, flanked by Mom and Dad like a prized exhibit. Between bites of glazed ham, she launched into a detailed explanation of her next big venture. "It's a digital lifestyle brand," she said, gesturing with her fork. "Wellness, family, design, curated products, monthly subscription boxes, influencer tie-ins. It's going to disrupt the whole space." Heads nodded. Someone murmured, "That sounds big." "It is," Claire said brightly. "We just need capital to get rolling." That was when Dad turned to me. "Michael," he said, tone suddenly thoughtful, "this might be a good opportunity for you to invest in something with long-term potential." "Help your sister get started," Mom added, already smiling like it was a done deal. "You've been doing well, haven't you?" I placed my fork down quietly. "I signed a deal last week. New investors for a 4th restaurant, fully self-funded." The room stilled a bit. I could feel eyes flecking toward me, recalibrating. "Oh?" Dad asked. "That's impressive." I nodded. "It is." Claire tilted her head. "How much are you putting into it?" "A little under $2 million, I said. A fork clattered onto a plate. Someone coughed. My mom blinked. "You have that kind of money?" "I do now." "But..." She trailed off, looking at my dad for support. "How?" "I'm the sole owner of 3 profitable restaurants," I said evenly. "This past year, we licensed 2 signature concepts to a hospitality group. I earned just over $1.4 million after tax." You could have heard the ice shift in a glass. Claire didn't speak. Her smile had frozen somewhere between curiosity and disbelief. Dad leaned forward as if trying to process what he'd missed. Michael, why didn't you tell us? I gave a small shrug. No one ever asked? Mom's voice softened. Well, sweetheart, we're proud of you. Truly. We just didn't know. No, I said gently. You never wanted to know. The silence that followed wasn't awkward, it was revealing. It was the sound of a room full of people realizing they'd built a story without ever checking if it was true. I didn't need them to clap. I just needed them to see. The next morning, I was finishing a cup of black coffee at the kitchen counter when Dad stepped in, clearing his throat like he was preparing for a speech. Before you head out, he said, we wanted to circle back to Claire's startup. She's really on to something, and with just a bit of capital, 200 grand, Claire cut in from behind him, arms folded, eyes steady. That's all we need to get the first phase off the ground. Mom appeared next, already nodding. We were thinking, if you invest now, you'll be in on the ground floor, family helping family. I set the mug down. No. Claire blinked. Excuse me? I said no. My voice was calm, measured. I'm not investing. The silence this time felt colder. Dad stepped forward. Michael, don't be hasty. You can afford it. That's not the point, I replied. Claire's voice sharpened. After everything this family's done for you, you can't even... What have you done for me? I asked, my tone still quiet but no longer soft. Mom stiffened. We raised you. You parented me. That was your responsibility, not a favor. I looked between them. You paid for Claire's college. You decorated the house with her awards. You built her up every day of her life. When I said I wanted to cook, you laughed. When I got my scholarship, I hid it, because I knew you wouldn't care. Claire's jaw tightened. You're unbelievable. No, Claire. What's unbelievable is that you still think the world owes you applause. Dad's voice rose. You're throwing away your family over money? I shook my head. I'm walking away from a dynamic where love has always been transactional. I don't owe you. Not a dime. Not a seat at the table you never saved for me. They didn't stop me as I packed. There were some half-hearted protests, Mom muttering, "You'll regret this," Claire slamming a door upstairs. But no one followed me to the car. The night air hit my face like a baptism. For the first time in years, I could breathe. I drove in silence, no music, just the sound of the road stretching ahead. Somewhere near the city limits, I pulled over at a gas station and stood alone under a flickering light. And I smiled. Not out of spite, not out of victory. Just relief. Because sometimes, the most generous thing you can give yourself is permission to stop trying to be loved by the wrong people. I got back to Portland just after midnight. The city was quiet, wrapped in a soft drizzle that blurred the streetlights into gentle halos. Ethan was wading up, barefoot, a mug of chamomile tea in his hands. He didn't ask how it went. He didn't need to. He just pulled me in, let me exhale everything I hadn't said out loud. I'm glad you're home, he whispered. So was I. The next morning, I walked back into my test kitchen, greeted my team, and picked up right where I left off. Orders to finalize, suppliers to call, final touches for the launch of our 4th restaurant, Hearth and Bone, a place that would celebrate everything I had once been told wasn't worth celebrating. The smell of fire-roasted garlic, the rhythm of prep knives, the easy banter with staff, this was home. Later that week, Ethan and I sat on the couch, flipping through guidebooks. Paris, Lyon, Marseille. We were planning a trip I'd always promised myself I'd take someday. Someday had arrived. We'd been practicing our French, bookmarking tiny bistros and hidden noodle spots, talking about nothing and everything. There was no tension in the room, no subtle comparisons, no one interrupting to talk about someone else's achievements. Just two people building something real, together. The messages from my old life kept trickling in. blocked numbers. Voicemails from second cousins I hadn't heard from in years. One aunt left a message saying, "Family is forever, Michael. You can't just cut everyone off." But the truth is, I already had. Not out of hate, but out of love for the person I'd become without them. Claire and my parents were still telling anyone who'd listened that I'd forgotten where I came from. But they never understood. I hadn't forgotten. I'd just stopped pretending it was ever home. I didn't come from wealth or opportunity. I came from neglect dressed up as tradition, from polite indifference served with dinner. But I'd carved out something of my own. Built it plate by plate, service by service, mistake by mistake. And now I was surrounded by people who saw me, who respected me, who loved me not for who they hoped I'd be, but for exactly who I am. Family isn't where you're born, it's where you're seen, where you're safe, where you're allowed to grow. If you've ever felt like the invisible one, like the outsider in your own story, I see you. And I promise, there's a different kind of family out there. One that you choose, one that chooses you back. Don't wait for permission to walk away from what wounds you. Don't wait to be seen by people who never tried. Build the life that reflects your worth, not their expectations. And if that resonates with you, if you've ever had to let go in order to finally live, leave a comment below. Share your story. Hit subscribe. Because this space, this table, it's set for people like us.